Today's tea time topic is unifier or joiner. That is the question I'm posing to you. Are you a unifier or are you a joiner? But first, let me take a little backstory on what I mean by all of this. In the coming age of light, which I believe we are all here to see happen, I think we're all here to play a role in that coming of light. I think that if you're watching my show, you are absolutely someone here is carrying the light, someone who is sharing the light, who is being bright, and I'm here to support you, my brother and my sister, just so you know. I believe that we're on that path together. But I watched a video over the weekend that talked kind of about the roles or the spiritual careers that us Lightwalkers have. And Lightwalkers have many spiritual careers. They can be earth angels, guardian angels, like, Palladians incarnated, all sorts of different ways of bringing light into earth. But the video talked about that there's kind of a new way, which is these two different functions, either being a unifier or being a joiner. One of the two. Either you unify or you join things. All right? So I thought that was kind of interesting. But before I go into those two ideas, it was talking about how, that the idea of the Messiah and this idea that we had one Messiah at one time. And the video was arguing that we had one Messiah at one time because there was such a disproportion. It was so many people out of power. So one Messiah came to balance all those people. But now in our evolution, and I completely agree with this video, it's not about one Messiah. It's about 100 million Messiahs. I think in this particular enlightenment, the second coming is all of you, all of us. We are carrying the light. We are staying in our hearts. We are holding that light. And I believe it's going to get a lot more incredible and intense and powerful. And I believe that many of us are looking to ascend. I can't tell you how many of my clients are like, this is my last lifetime. And I'm like, well, let's look and see your chart. And I hope it is. And I don't know. I mean, but the point is ascension, I think, is the key. I believe that I'm here to shine my brightest, and I believe that in this particular time, we must do by example. We must actually hold the light, carry it brighter, and climb brighter with it. And that is our duty. Now, because there's no more Messiahs anymore, we're not going to have a Messiah this time. We're going to have 100 million Messiahs. We're going to have 100 million light workers all bringing in the light. In this particular case, one of the two new jobs versus Messiah is you are a joiner or you are a unifier. Now, I think it's kind of obvious, but maybe not so much. A unifier is obviously someone who is bringing people together and creating space for people to come together and for the light to network. And I think that that's very important right now, that the light networks. I think kind of in the old-fashioned way in the 1950s, when we used to be kind to our neighbor, we light workers and light walkers need to at least be kind and reach out to one another. I think it's time for us to kind of put down our egos of any kind of form and come together in that sense. So there's a unifier and then there's a joiner. And what this video was saying is I think you have to consciously, to participate in the shift and the raise of everyone's vibration on Earth, you must at least be one of these two. Either you are joining the light, and joining means you are supporting. Supporting means you're financially supporting too, by the way. It's time that we put our money into our fellow brothers and sisters and invest in them. The karma coming back is twofold. One, you're gonna get just from investing yourself in a brother or sister who's in the light. Two, every time the light grows brighter, we all get greater dividends. Okay, so it's time for us, I think, to unite in that effort, and it's time for us to come together in that effort. So that is to join. You may join, but you may also be a unifier, one who is trying to bring lots of people together. I've met many unifiers who are my clients, many people who are holding groups for people to come together, holding space in their home for people to come together, and those are the unifiers. The one interesting thing I want to add to the idea of unifier is a unifier, in my opinion, must also be a joiner. So I think if you are a unifier, you must join many other unifiers, clubs, many other unifiers, organizations, and that's how I think we create a web of love and light. I believe that it is time for us to start moving in this direction, and I think it's time for each of us to think about whether or not we are going to be joining or unifying, but that is one of the questions going on right now in Leo.